Hey there, friends. Welcome to SpiceyCatColors. My name is Kathy. You are here to see a completed book. It is a Flip It Friday. This was on my 10 books to finish in 2021, and I finished it, and I'm going to show you all of the, whether you want to call it glory or not. And this book, I did my own thing in so many ways. So this is the Fairy Magic by Color Questopia, the white background. This is my very first Color Questopia book I ever purchased, and I love it. And I would have a lot more of the Color Questopia books, but I told myself you need to like work in them first because they are like kicking out awesome books all the time. But anyway, here we go. Fairy Magic. Let's see the completed book. Fair warning, this will be chatty. If you're a seasoned friend, you know that. And I have a story behind every fairy. I may or may not tell them to you, but I gave them all names, and depending at the time of year I was coloring them or was inspired by, that's what happened. I also completed all of the bonus pages. So we'll just go from front to back, although technically I colored from back to front. So this will be like, you'll see the regression of my coloring. Whether it was good or bad, I don't know. So this was actually the last page I finished coloring, but it was the first page of the book. So all of these I also added washi tape borders. I really like that. You have this nice white border on at least this Color Questopia book. And I'm just a messy colorist and frequently go outside the edges. So washi tape is my savior. And I also will frequently change up the colors. And you'll see I've done a couple different techniques to fill in the white lines. Sometimes I didn't fill them in at all. I just went over with the color. Other times I've used metallic or glitter. We'll see as we go. So here we go. First one. This was my Reindeer Recruiter Fairy. This girl is my Practicing for the Big Parade Fairy. And I can't tell you which ones I followed the color palette for and which ones I changed. So if you have done this book with the recommended color palette, you will be able to spy easily what I changed. But I think almost on all of them, I've changed something up. So this one is the Fallback Fairy because I colored her during the Daylight Savings Time weekend. This girl is my Mile High Fairy. A lot of these where they have the open eyes, I struggled with. I'm not sure what it is about them, and this is maybe an older book, they've changed a little bit, but I did like start adding some eyelashes to me, made it look like it actually was an eye now. But anyway, that's just me. I do weird things. So this is my Mile High Fairy because she reminded me of Denver, Colorado with all the greenery and her Broncos colors. This is my Twilight Fairy. I might have done, again, yeah, I totally switch out. Like I made it a dark blue because I wanted it to be nighttime. It's just the way I do it. Here is my Fall Allergy Fairy because I have bad fall allergies and I was just trying, I don't know. I was probably hyped up on allergy meds when I picked the colors for this one. This is Fall is in the Air Fairy, so she was excited, again, because I worked backwards, that fall was coming, and then the allergies hit her, so. I actually prefer these where they don't do the facial features on these fairies. It just, for me, it's just a lot cleaner, and it's easier, and I don't struggle as much. Next up, this is when I had COVID, so I made all of these into the little corona viruses. And look, greetings for you from COVID. So this is my COVID Fairy. This one I also colored that same time when I had COVID, and it is my Fever Fairy, because I quite did not pick, I don't know what skin tone that was, but she's obviously a little flushed and feverish. And I used some different type of crayon gel sticks for the blue sky. Here, I totally switched her out to be my Freedom Fairy. Did this one 4th of July. A lot of red, white, and blue. This is my Always Free Fairy because the colors I chose reminded me of feminine hygiene products. Both Always and Carefree have those purples and pinks. So my mind, if you're a new friend, you may have already left because you're like, this girl is wacko. Here is another fall fairy. Obviously, she's sitting on her pumpkin, except I think I colored her in March, so it was kind of a different season time. Or no, May. May I colored her in. Here, this was also a May one. I called her my Mother's Day Hug Fairy. Guess what? I colored this one in April. She's April Showers Fairy. This was my February girl, Valentine's Fairy. See, Color Questopia didn't even know that when they made this, they made it like a year long. You could color it year long and be inspired. Here's my Jungle Fairy, because there was, again, a lot of green. And I don't know, I figured she'd have really tan skin from being in the jungle in the sun. And her dress was made out of a leaf as well. Spring Will Come Fairy. I need this one right now. It's been like minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit here in Minnesota. It's a cold one, so. This is my P.T. Barnum Fairy. I remember her because I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, I colored her wings first. Usually I color the girl last just because then my color choices a lot of times depend on the outside. And I started coloring and I was using their colors. And to me, these just were circus. It reminded me of the circus, P.T. Barnum. So I'm like, okay, she's in the circus. So she is the girl that turns to stone. Hence the reason I gave her gray skin. There's a reason behind everything. And this is my Indigenous Fairy. I had done her in October. This was before 2021. So some of these pages were done before the year. And this is my Ballroom Fairy. I think she was the first one I colored in here because she's the last fairy. Now, if you don't care for the bonus pages, you can click on out. Otherwise, I will show you the bonus pages, although some of them were like testers, so just be prepared. Dragon Fantasy, we did this page. I was using some of my highlighters. And there was a page for Amazing Dogs. I did this page in memory of my Black Lab Mac. It was not supposed to be a black dog, but he had one of these toys and it just looked to me like Mac. So in this case, I didn't color in the white lines. I left it because it's a black dog and I wanted you to be able to see the features. Amazing Owls. We did this page. The Beautiful Cities and Landmarks. This one I had a set of new markers that I was trying. Didn't really care for them, but I was testing the markers on the bonus pages. Which, if you don't normally like to do the bonus pages in any book, they are good for that. If you got like a new set of markers or pencils or whatever medium and you just want to try them on the paper, do it on the bonus pages. Here are the foxes, and that is the end of the book. It is completed, done. I think I wrote a note. I started this book on September 29th, 2020, and I finished it December 4th, 2021. So that is my Flip It Friday of another completed coloring book. Woohoo! Very excited to have something else done. Okay, friends, thanks for hanging out, stopping by. I love this book. I'm pretty sure they do have it available black background now, if that is something you prefer. I personally purchase the black background now when I buy Color Questopia, just because I do enjoy the white backgrounds and filling them in sometimes, but I always figure there's enough bonus pages that'll have the whites, that I just prefer the quick and ease of not having to worry about my lines. So thanks, friends. I hope you are having a very magic day, and never forget how much you matter. You are amusing. You probably are amusing as well, but you are really amazing. I'll talk to you later. Bye.